whakawa.
Paul Foster Bell.
E te mana whakawa tuaroa, tēnā koe, tēnā koutou katoa i ngā mema o te whare paramata o Aotearoa. Mr Speaker, in speaking on the Civil Defence Emergency Management Bill in the second reading debate, I want to pay tribute to both the Acting Minister who set this bill down for the second reading, the Honourable Jerry Brownlee, but actually the Minister who drove the creation of this bill, the Honourable Nikki Kay. And I want to pay tribute to her and actually congratulate her on the excellent work that went into the drafting of what was a very good bill. It did receive insufficient submissions to warrant a huge amount of consideration on the committee. Only 12 submitters, of which only 6 opted to submit verbally before us. But the bill has had a few amendments that have arisen out of the work of the Government Administration Committee. I'll just touch on a couple of those. We have recommended amending the bill so that the function of the CDM groups is to plan for recovery rather than to create a separate recovery plan. So one of their key functions when they're executing their duties is to build in that recovery planning as part of an overall strategy. This is common sense, and I think there was fairly broad agreement as to the positive outcomes that we could have from that. Also, we had extensive debate in the committee around the local transition periods, where the Minister would either make or extend or terminate a local transition period. And there are a number of powers that go with a transition period. These include emergency powers to have people removed from their properties, for instance, and to control access to roads, these sorts of things. And we had debate over the level of community consultation that was appropriate. And we have to remember that these are firstly emergencies. They may be of a small to moderate scale, which is what this bill intends to address, but they are emergencies. They may involve key personnel being uncontactable, incommunicado, or even casualties of the event that has caused the emergency. So we settled on seeking and considering comment from affected CDM groups and the mayor of any affected local authority as the right level of community consultation. There isn't time to run surveys or go out and consider wider views when you're dealing with an emergency or even an emergency transition. So I think we've arrived at a pragmatic, sensible middle ground in that particular point, and I'm glad that parties across the House agree, and I hope that they will support it all the way through to a third reading. As has been referenced by the Minister when Minister Michael Woodhouse, when he introduced this bill on behalf of the Acting Minister, this is only the first stage of a wider review. It's not intended to deal with a Christchurch level event, something that causes significant damage across the whole province. This is to deal with emergencies of a small to moderate size and more localised in effect, and I'm looking forward to the Government Work Programme introducing those further measures in due course. It's a good bill, sir, and I fully commend it to the House.